Hello, Enlightened22 here, and welcome back to my favorite server. We're just starting out here in the desert. I haven't shown you this before, just wanted to show you, and we're gathering a bunch of sand. Any guesses what the sand's for? Well, I'll be showing you in a second, but until then, and this is our desert, I just wanted to show you it. Yes, this is all sandstone. The rest of the server, and me, we've been clearing out a lot of sand. Goal is to make this entire desert barren. Just over time, as we're clearing out all the sand, it'll be a nice little thing. Little tip for the sand, obviously an efficiency 4 diamond shovel clears it really fast. I completely emptied my inventory except for food, shovel, sword, and a minecart, just so I can get back home. Plus, I've completely emptied my ender chest, so that means I can carry over 54 stacks of sand in one trip. To be exact, it will be 59 stacks. And, yeah, if you hadn't guessed, we're making TNT. So I'll meet back with you at the at our mob farm, where I'll be getting a bunch of gunpowder, and we'll be making all of the TNT. We've gathered a whole bunch of sand. My shovel actually almost ran out of durability, as you can see right there. So I wasn't able to quite fill up the ender chest. But now for making, now we're at Muse Tower that drops mobs down, gets all of our mob drops. Cool. And we have 2 double chests of gunpowder here, and more. But those are the significant ones right now. And I'll go over just how I like to make TNT. This isn't the best setup because we're right on the fall, so I'm a little bit worried about some of the gunpowder falling over the side. That's why I have the sand here. But what I like to do is put 1 slot for a chest, so that when I break these chests, it doesn't get in the way of everything. Fill everything with sand except the 1 slot. Now, since this involves 2 items in bulk, it's not the most efficient, but I'll break these 2 chests so there'll be a double chest of gunpowder on the ground, essentially. And it's pretty well contained, so gunpowder fills up these 5 slots, I'll do 2, 3, 4, 5. That was the one thing I forgot. Now we need to... What do we do? Yeah, 1 here. Sorry, a little bit rusty on this. We're at the witch farm, once again, working on some TNT destruction. I made a pillar of TNT, doing an experiment here. It's TNT and dirt alternating the entire way up from Y35, so that will get us down to around Y33. It's too wide, obviously, because I didn't want to dig straight down. Golden rule of Minecraft. And let's run up here, try out this explosion. Also made it a decent ways away from the farm. Don't want to blow that up again. Let's see, can we snipe it? Nope, too powerful. Let's see how that does. It should just drill. Okay, that is exactly what I was hoping for. Ho 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 ho! So, what I'm thinking is making a perimeter around this witch farm by basically just drilling holes into the ground like this. And yeah, we'll just make this big circle around the witch farm, and that will give us a nice area that we won't accidentally bump into and accidentally blow up stuff inside. I was describing that really badly. Let me rephrase. Basically, we're going to make a big circle trench around the witch farm to the correct depth. Then as we're blowing up the rest of the crater, we won't have TNT easily start blowing up the important stuff over there. We'll have a nice visual cue of, oh, we're getting close to the witch farm. There we go. I hope that made sense. So, I'll go back up, set up more of these. I might just use up all 11 stacks, because that only was 12 TNT to make that. This is half a heart. I really wish I got this on camera. I started recording as fast as possible. Well, it worked. I was wondering if this would work. Oh, nope, I hear a skeleton. Okay. So, I'll just explain while we're in this little black hole of hidiness and cowardness. So I built the 3 pillars. While I had just finished the 3rd one, I jumped up to the top. Then I hear that nice sizzle of the creeper. and I'm running away. I fall down the hole. You know how I built two? I fell down the hole, got stuck at the bottom, did speed mining to make a tunnel as fast as I could to get away from the bottom because I'm like, oh no, the TNT might get me down here. And yeah, it did. It got me down to half a heart. If I hadn't mined away, I would most definitely be dead and probably have lost all my stuff again. Good thing I didn't lose all my stuff. And, well, it was a success. I really wish you could have seen it because it was exciting to say the least. I was a little bit more panicked about, dying than getting on camera for a moment. But I got the very last second on camera. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm speaking gibberish right now. That was exciting. Let's get a close-up view. I missed twice. I just face-palmed. Okay, close-up view. Take number 2. Ooh. Okay. Well, that did something. Got bounced around a lot more than I was expecting. I think that was the right amount of spacing, though. I figured they blow up holes that are about 5 wide, and it did work. Good. That was fun. Next time I think we'll need to get a little bit higher, though, so we don't get buffeted around as much. Perfecting this. It's an art. Okay, someone's on top of me. Okay, I think it's Ronnie's watching. Hey! Hey there! And I'm going to pillar up and we'll get this on recording. And they'll get to watch. Okay, so or stand right there. You guys can stand right there. I'm going to build up a little bit. Let's see if they're ready. And, yep, this time I'm making it diagonal, trying out something a little bit different. There we go. Hopefully it ignites both diagonals. There we go. Awesome. So much fun. This is great. I think maybe could have put them 1 block closer. I had them like 3 blocks away diagonally. I could have had them 2 blocks away, and I'll do that next time. And I might actually have them over here to join. Maybe even join in my Skype call, see how it goes. We're back at the fort for a TNT interlude. After our last clip, Ronnie, you and I, we hung out, got onto a Skype call, and ended up just doing some bedrock piercing, which was a bunch of fun, but wasn't the best video. So that was that. And we're back here, and what I wanted to work on is those chests are starting to pile up out there. So it's time for a storage room. A proper, big storage room in the fort. 1, 2, 3. Did I lay this out correctly? I did not at all. Well, I'll go off camera and lay... This is the most pitiful circle I have ever made. Wow. Yeah, I'll go off camera and lay this floor plan out, start building it up. But basically the idea is I'll have corner... I'll just show you off once I'm back. And we're back. Now that I got my thoughts together and got this all sorted out. 2 high wall, this is idea. Roughly a circular room. There's 32 double chests, so 64 chests. 16 in each corner. And we have 4 pathways out. One thing I forgot to mention. This lines up perfectly here. It touches this back wall and touches right here, which gives a 5 wide pathway. And it centers right on this as well. Didn't even mean that. Completely unintentional. But I just wanted to show you a bit of the redstone. Because piston doors, that's the theme of this base. It wasn't even intended to be the theme when I started, but that's what it's become. Perfectly fine with that. That's how the building process goes. Just fluid change. And let's throw a few here. So yeah, we're making piston doors in front of all these chests. Now, unlike some typical ones, I know a common design is to throw, is to like have a tripwire when you enter. I want them to open up only when you're using them, or using that section of chests. You'll see in 1 second. And let's, for the sake of being neat, do that and that. Basically, the idea here is I'll run redstone to each of these pistons. I'll only do it for one set of doors. Haste throwing my inventory off. And yeah, like I said, I'm only doing it for one set of doors on camera with you guys. And I'm now having troubles placing blocks. I'm running redstone up to here. I'll need to invert it in 1 second. Yeah, I actually haven't figured this redstone out, which is probably a bad idea. I do know I want I want a pressure plate right there. So I'll throw that down just so it's different. Let's just throw it on iron for now, so that's obvious. We won't be fixing all this up. I'll replace all this with iron blocks. And there we go. This will go right into here, run an iron. Into that. I'll have a torch. Torch on that. Block here. Redstone going there, and that will invert both of these. Basically covering up, making these shutters. Well, once I build the shutters. Then the idea is when I want to use these two chests, I'll stand on this, and I'll be able to access all these chests. I'll walk away, and it closes up. That's going to be... I'll have to just repeat that on all these corners. I still haven't figured out a ceiling design. I know I'll want to probably get slanting in. But that's it. I'll repeat that, build up the walls, maybe start working on a ceiling, and I'll be right back with you. I've added iron doors to all 4 entrances and built up the walls, so we have a nice blank canvas to work with. Ooh, let's get rid of that. The iron doors around here are just so, can't speak. Oh, and also, I apologize. Sorry about just rambling on and not speaking the best in the last clip, but it's just hard to build, and I'm probably going to do the same thing. It's hard to build and speak at the same time, and I just want to keep practicing it, though, and you'll get to watch me struggle, and I'll get better over time, though. But the reason I'm doing this iron door is, one, it's sort of vault-like, and also it looks like it's a vault, nice and secure, but also I want to be safe in here, because last thing I want is to be standing here looking at my chests and have a creeper go off. Like that etho door, off camera I had a zombie manage to walk through it, because it just steps on the pressure plate and walks right through. But this place is completely bomb-proof. Not really, but it's secure. So my first thoughts are these corners. I want to do some stuff to change it up. And here's my first idea. I need to have some angle going out. Something like this, making a little brim right at the top of here. Makes it look good while it's open. And when it's closed, I'm not sure yet, but I want to add some sort of display up there. That would be cool. I just came up with that. Look at me, coming up with ideas on the fly. Next thing, this I had thought of before, haven't tried yet, is using a cobblestone wall. That's just a really good way to start breaking up these corners. Like this one right here, we could throw one on. And cobblestone wall is just a good way to break up corners, give it some texture, but keep it looking like a corner. It sort of rounds out the edges. That's a good way of putting it, rounding out the edges. I want item frames up these 4 on each side. I know that. And I'm actually really liking where this is going. Maybe use some wood. I'm not sure yet. How would this look? I'm envisioning it going the whole way up. I might use wood in this back corner. Let me go off camera, actually. Because I'll basically be doing this stuff. I want to try like wood in the back corners, try some displays up top, stuff like that. But I'll go off camera, get all 4 corners with different designs, and show you what I've come up with. Little bit of an update before I skip through too much progress. So this was our original design. run around here, I was playing around with the spruce and adding spruce, adding a little thing to the door, and like that. Kind of like that top went over here. This was my next design. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think it's too sloppy. And my biggest complaint was I started with the bottom, and then I worked my way up, and the top just, well, you can see, the top just looks really sloppy, especially this corner. Sorry. So this time I went on, decided to just work on the top. So I started with the top, and I've got two designs, this one on the right and on the left. Subtle difference, spruce there, not there. Just leaving those as they are, and I'm going to work top down. I'm really liking the top of this. I basically copied the designs from elsewhere using the double layers. I think I prefer the cobblestone rather than using stone brick there. But yeah, just wanted to show you that before I finish this wall up, because if I finish the wall, it would be like, whoa, where did that come from? So, big lesson from here. The order you build stuff does matter. Like, building bottom to top might not work as well as building top to bottom, and it's mostly feel, and you just get used to it over time. Obviously, I messed up here. I did bottom to top when I should have done top to bottom. Now I know better in the future. And that's how you get better at building. Just trial and error and realizing what you could have done better and then doing it in the future. That's actually, if you want to get good at anything in life, just analyze what you did wrong, and then in the future when you're working on it, focus on what you did wrong. That's just a general life tip. Life tips from Enlightened. And here we are. This is the final wall design. I didn't even bother working on this one because I just made this and I'm happy. I'm really happy with it. One thing I left in, just to show you. If you notice, there's cobblestone here, stone brick here. This brings up a major point about balance. Sort of how you need to keep, especially when you're doing sort of the more randomized, even though it's not completely random, high detail walls like this, you need to have balance, and that's a huge deal. So just putting this, like when I had cobblestone here, it was super focused as stone brick here, and it just drew your eye, looked way too plain. But as soon as I put this one piece of stone brick, just that one piece, that's all I needed, it didn't make this so high contrast. Suddenly, having this big open place of stone brick was acceptable and didn't just distract you from everything else. And so I have this high detail. Right here is not too high detail. One thing I might do, actually, this might not be the final design, but I forget. I might add something in there, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll finish it up though, possibly add something there, and then I'll probably start messing around with a floor design or a roof design. Plus I want to put some stuff in the middle just for like, the ender chest, crafting table, all that sort of stuff. I want that in the middle here. So I'll have some of that done once I come back. I just went ahead and got a whole bunch of it done, finished up the floor, made a little sort of crafting altar in the middle. This includes everything I need. And what else did I do? I made these chiseled blocks. It just adds a little bit of character. And I added crafting tables down there as well. Lots and lots of crafting tables. I'm going to add some redstone lamps in the back just so this gets lit up. Right where these torches are need redstone lamps as well. Ceiling needs a lamp on it. If you notice, I need redstone lamps, and I'm completely out of them. So we'll be heading back to the witch farm. I'll just quickly finish explaining this though. Added paintings here rather than glowstone. Just adds a bit of color. Still debating whether to do chiseled or redstone lamps here. I'll come back once I have all the supplies I need and try out both and figure out which one I prefer. But that is all there is to this room. Basically just need lamps and we'll be done with this room. So, perfect excuse to run back to the witch farm and get the, what is it called? Oh, and do more TNT explosions, because who doesn't love TNT? So let's do that to finish up the episode. And here we are. Let's Get an ender pearl on our hotbar. Hop down here. That was a miss. Let's hit it before we get to the ground. There we go. Go down there. See all these explosions? And a bunch more of this is done. Let's check it out. Nice big chasm. Around half of this perimeter is cleared out. This is a pretty cool area. Look around. Like cheese grater. Not cheese grater. Cheese holes. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the moon. It's cheese. And on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.